Yeah.
If you let your huge pit bull off leash, you're a mega asshole and you don't deserve to have a dog.
You're a menace to society.
You're a menace.
No,
You're
but
a
no,
menace.
yeah.
Because if that dog would have gotten super excited and bit that kid's arm, you would have still been like, it's never happened before.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Chisme Chronicles podcast.
Episode 26.
Kaylee, tell them what we do on the show.
So if it's your first time watching, on this podcast, we do a lot of kind of the bread and butter of this podcast is Am I the A-hole Reddit stories, and then us giving our judgment, obviously. We do venture onto other subreddits every once in a while. We've ventured to Today I Effed Up, Petty Revenge, Mildly Infuriating, just a couple other little funny ones. And we've done some funny tweets before. Smaller reactions. We post twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We have a good little community growing.
Damn, big old community.
You find them in the comments.
Damn, the OGs.
Yeah. So if you like that kind of content and if you think we're funny, stick around.
Yeah. And also, if you think you're funny, maybe you can be a guest on the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Send us your video in interview or like you know.
But like in a what's it called?
Oh, we only take VHS.
Yeah, we only take VHS. Like old school dating. Yeah. Like
Yeah, what is it? What is that when they do that, when they there's a name for when they ask for, like, send us a video or an audition tape.
Yeah. Send us your audition tape, VHS only.
If you want to be a guest on the show, Chisme Chronicles, if you're a chismo, calling all chismosos out there.
You know what? If you were like seriously recruiting for something, I feel like that would be a good way to like weed out. I mean, because then you have to like actually put in genuine effort.
When you give a task like that, you're gonna get rid of a lot of people that would have like, hey, if you're interested, apply here, and like a super simple application. Yeah. If you put like a quiz or a test or like a thing that takes a little bit, immediately you're gonna get rid of all the people that are garbage.
Yeah, but I mean for something, because like obviously like if it's like a job application or something and it's like, don't do that. Like so many people are just putting in hundreds of job applications. You know what I mean? But don't try and like make it like a crazy task. I feel like,
okay.
Right. For like, just like for like an entry level position, right? If it's something crazier, then sure. Yeah. But if you're like putting together like a serious team for something, like that would be great. Like you have to send us in a VHS videotape.
Oh, okay. I meant just like like the.
I'm saying like you're putting together like a PI team.
Yeah.
Or something. You know what I mean? Like that would be so great.
I'm like, I'm all for that, because like when I used to work at this other company for a while, when we would interview people for this like higher kind of project management position. We would just like ask for samples of their work and their reports, how they track projects and all this stuff, because we needed to see like, well, I want to.
How are you going to work?
How are you going to do it? Like if I see your reports and they don't make any sense and you can't really explain it to me, then you're probably not the right person for the job, And so I was going to say is like, I'm all for doing those things within like reason. Yeah. But like I felt like you were saying, like in this day and age, ask for something reasonable, like shoot a video with your iPhone, send it in a Google Drive or something. No. But you're like, no, it's gotta be, shot 20-30 frames per second.
Something hard as hell. If you're putting together like a crazy team of people for something.
Yeah,
you know
like
what I mean?
You're making them like go out to like electronic recycling store to find a freaking VHS.
Yeah. For something crazy. You're getting in the CIA or something. Yeah.
So send us your audition tips if you want to be on the show. Call 1-800-200-222. That's our dude. We have to make it that Google number. Our Chisme Chronicles Google number.
1-800-200-222.
That's been like the number.
That's taken.
Yeah.
So if it's your first time, consider subscribing.
Yeah. And today we're doing Am I the A-hole stories, and we hope you guys enjoy. We're just gonna jump right in. Kick it off. Here we go. Let's go with where's my story? Story number 1. Here we go. Am I the a-hole for saying I think I'm smarter than my cousin with a PhD? Recently, I, 25 male, was visiting some family, including my cousin, 28 female, who has a PhD in computer science. Relevant later. For some background info, growing up, I was always seen as the smart one in the family, which she resented me for due to wanting that title herself. She was a lot more studious than I am and got a PhD, whereas I ended my schooling after my bachelor's due to not liking specialization. I'm currently a filmmaker that has been surprisingly successful, and she works at a hedge fund doing quant work. Regarding my opinion of her, I think she's quite smart in her niche. However, she lacks what I see as traits of a more generalized intelligence, being quick-witted, adaptable, open-minded, and exploratory. Every truly intelligent person I've ever met has been funny and a genuinely interesting person, and I don't see that in her. She's more what I would call a sweat. She works hard and is talented in her niche, but lacking the originality to be truly intelligent. Okay. Anyhow, when I visited my family, she began needling me about how now she has her PhD. The last time I had seen her, she was still in her program. I had to admit that she was smarter than me. I shrugged it off mostly, but she began demanding that I admit she's smarter than her. So I responded that PhD or no PhD, I don't think she's exceptionally intelligent or more intelligent than I am. This caused her to fly off the handle, and she started yelling that I was just a jealous a-hole who couldn't accept that a woman was smarter than her. She furthered that she was confident and secure in the fact she was more intelligent than I was. I pointed out that if she was so secure in her own intelligence, my disputing it wouldn't bother her that much, and the fact she needed me to validate her shows she's not particularly confident. She just got angry again, called me an a-hole, and stormed off. Am I the a-hole? I think she shouldn't have started a conversation about her intelligence if she just wanted me to sing her praises. What do you think?
Damn. Well, not the a-hole and also not wrong.
So the verdict is everyone sucks.
Okay.
And I kind of agree with that one.
Okay, I don't.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah. I feel like, okay, so I was on the page. I was like, oh, this person is the asshole the entire time, until you said she asked, the PhD lady asked now you have to admit that I'm smarter than you.
Yeah.
Oh, hell, all bets are off. Bets are off. You're an idiot. You suck. I'm smart.
Idiot.
Yeah. Like he was the asshole. And the way he's writing it is an asshole.
The way he's writing it is...
He's an asshole the way he's writing it, but that's not the question. The question is, am I the a-hole for not admitting that she's smarter than me or whatever, right? And no, you're not the a-hole for that because she started it, she asked, and she's like begging for your approval.
Yeah, so okay. So the thing is that I'm thinking about it. Mm-hmm. So the way that he's writing it, yes, you're right. He's writing it like this guy's like pretentious. He's kind of an asshole because he's saying, well, look, she's smart, but okay. First of all, I've met very intelligent people.
Persons. I've met intelligent people.
I've met the smarter the people. You know, like idiot. I've met, dude, like now I don't even know what to say. I'm not sure how to say it. Like I've met smart people.
Uh-huh.
I can think of one person that's very, very intelligent.
Stop.
CEO of a company.
I'm scared.
CEO of the New York Jets. And this person is not what this guy is describing.
No.
The guy that I'm talking about is very intelligent.
Yeah.
Very successful.
Yeah.
Runs a company with hundreds of people.
Yeah.
But he's not witty. He's not like, a pleasant to be around. He's not super funny.
He's just smart.
Yeah, he's smart and does what he's got to do, and he's killing it in his area, and like it is what it is. Like, so this guy is like very much an a-hole by like saying, you gotta be funny, you gotta be pleasant to be around, and all these kinds of things.
That's
she's
stupid.
Sweat smart. Or like, okay, well that's all dumb. But you're right. We don't know if he said that. He didn't explicitly say that here, and I don't think he was saying any of that.
We have to assume that he said what
what he said is that he said.
Yeah. It verbatim. So it's like, no, for his response in that moment, obviously you have to just assume that that's exactly what he said or whatever, because that's how these stories go.
Yeah.
He's not the asshole for that.
Yeah, you're right.
He is an asshole.
Yeah.
But in the verdict, my verdict is not that he's the asshole for that, because this is a separate issue.
Yeah. Well, so am I the asshole for saying I think I'm smarter than my cousin for a PhD? Okay. But
with the PhD. Yeah.
But and what he said, with a PhD, yeah. So they're hanging out, they're having a good old time, or they're just kind of hanging out. So she obviously has a bone to pick with him.
Yeah.
Like clearly they've been in competition, or at least maybe.
Or maybe he's made her feel like shit before. You know what I mean? And now she's like, well, now you got to admit it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Which obviously, just because you have a PhD, like it doesn't, like none of that matters.
That was my other point when I said that he's not wrong. He's obviously an asshole and he's wrong for a lot of things. But what I meant was that, I think you can do really well in school and not be like a genius. You can be sweat smart or however he phrased it. You just get really good at this one thing.
Yeah, there's people that went to high school, after high school, maybe picked up a trade or started their own business, and like they're very intelligent people. Like your degree has nothing to do with. I know people that graduated with master's degrees in like, I'm like, how did you graduate? So. Yeah. I mean, the school system has, back in the.
I mean, obviously you have to not be like a complete idiot, but I think that your time and effort and whatever has a lot to do with it also.
Yeah. Okay, look, he's visiting family. She began needling me about how now she has her PhD. Yeah. Right. So she's like, what's up? Yeah. She's like, hey.
She pulled up.
I graduated.
Yeah. This is like pulling up to the high school reunion suddenly skinny. She's like, all of a sudden, she's got something to show.
Damn. Yeah. That's so stupid. Oh my God. She like rolls up. She's like, like prints her PhD diploma on her T-shirt, you know what I mean, or she's got her PhD diploma, like her doctorate, like folded, like in her wallet.
She's wearing like her graduation gown.
rolls up with the
the cords, honors cords, and stuff.
With the hat, and also like with the PhD, I think they wear like a little funky hat or something. Yeah. Like she just rolls up, fully decked out.
Yeah.
When she walked, like the guy was there first. He was at the family's house first. Mm-hmm. She intentionally showed up late, and she told her like her family members, when I walk in, play. She got
the graduation video playing.
Yeah, dude. Like, so she's like, hey, I have my PhD now, and I had to admit that she was smarter than me. So she's like, hey, and like now you have to admit it. I have a PhD, so now I'm above you now.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not gonna do that. I shrugged it off. And then she's like demanding, admit that you're smarter than me. So obviously he's like, I'm not going to do that. And I responded that, what, PhD or no PhD? But also his response, I don't think she's exceptionally intelligent or more intelligent than I am. Well, actually, that's not a bad response.
No.
Because he says he's exceptionally intelligent, meaning like, look, I don't think you're not
crazy smart.
Your IQ's not 160.
Yeah.
You're not crazy
you're
smart. You're smart.
I don't think you're exceptionally smart.
Yeah, like meaning like
Albert Einstein levels.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's also saying or more intelligent than I am. He's not telling her I'm smarter than I don't think you're exceptionally smart, and as a matter of fact, I'm smarter than you.
Yeah.
Then like he didn't even say
he
that.
Just said, I don't think you're smarter than I am. Period.
Yeah. You're right. I don't think he's the a-hole.
No, he is and I want to clarify, he is an asshole. The way he's writing this, he is an asshole. But in this story, he is not the asshole.
Yeah, he's not the a-hole for what transpired at that house.
Which is the question. That is the question.
Right. We like to be very specific.
Because sometimes people
he's an asshole. Look at what he said. Yeah.
And he is. I agree with you. But in the story,
specific to what
the verdict is, or should have been, that he's not. And actually, I don't think anyone is, because I also can't assume that. Like, I know I make assumptions on this show, okay, but like I like to assume that people are of reasonable mind, And what makes like my first like gut feeling when I think about like that cousin or whatever being like, oh, like I have a PhD now, admit that I'm smarter than you, is that he's and then the whole woman thing too. My gut feeling is that he's made her feel inferior before, so she was just like, now I have something to show for. Yeah. And obviously it didn't play out the way that she wanted, you know, and obviously it was rude of her maybe to like go in like that, but I also I don't want to assume that makes her the a-hole either.
Yeah, because then if you start to assume that, then we have to start assuming things on his side, and it's like, no, only based off the information we have, the people have spoken. Boom.
We've spoken. We overrode the public decision.
Yeah, like, I mean, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. At first, I was like, no, yeah, he sucks too. But then it's like, no, he does suck. Mm-hmm. But he doesn't suck on the way that he handled the situation directly with her. But he does kind of like, based on how he's writing stuff, he
sucks for that. Yeah.
Yeah, he sucks for that. But
okay. Very pretentious. Okay.
Yeah.
Am I the a-hole for not letting my best friend have her wedding on my property after being uninvited? One of my 29 male best friends, Carla, 31 female, is getting married soon. It's only meant to be a small backyard type of wedding, but they've been planning it for a few months, and now originally it was supposed to be on my property. They wanted it because it's private. It has lots of open space for the reception, a very nice view of the house, and could be used for them to get ready and stuff. Of course, I said yes. She and her fiance, Rick, were very happy. Thing is, Carla and I do have a history. We were on and off in college, but decided to stay friends. Then I met my wife, got married, Carla met Rick, and now here they are. Now my wife knows I went out with Carla back in college, and she doesn't care. Carla still went to our wedding and everything. I never knew if Rick was told or not, but it's not my relationship, therefore not my business to say anything, so I never did. Rick found out recently and not in the best way. Not sure how, but from what I heard from his friends is that a mutual friend told him, he has no idea why, that we used to date. But, not only that, but apparently Carla is still, Not only that, but apparently Carla a couple years ago said that she was still in love with me when she was already dating Rick.
What?
Don't have any actual confirmation of what exactly was said and what he was told. All Carla told me is that Rick was told about our past and that he's angry at her for never saying anything. It became quite the drama. I didn't hear from her for over a month until now. She told me they're going to couples counseling and that the wedding is still on. But Rick requested that I not attend. It sucks. It sucks, but I totally get why he wouldn't be comfortable. I asked the obvious question. Where are you going to hold the wedding then?
Damn.
To my surprise, she said it still was at our place. Rick said, so, and in my mind, I'm going, he doesn't want the guy who dated his fiance years ago at the wedding, but still wants his wedding at his house. My wife and I are expected to just not be home that weekend, ? And I told Carla no. They're going to have to find someplace else since we're not going to simply leave our home for them to enjoy the weekend. Not only for safety reasons, but it just doesn't make sense. Rick doesn't want me around because he's not comfortable, but is comfortable enough to have their wedding at my house. They really wanted their wedding there, though, because of that, they've begged me not. But because of that, I've been bugged not only by her, but also Rick and some friends who think I'm being a petty a-hole for not letting them have the wedding here anymore. Honestly, I don't think I am. It just doesn't make sense for us to leave our own place for their wedding when we're no longer welcome and we're leaving our home totally vulnerable. Still being accused of sabotaging their wedding, and Rick believes that it's the least I can do after everything. Am I the a-hole? So
I don't think he's the a-hole.
No, not at all. Yeah. That was the official verdict also.
Okay, but because I can also see it's kind of like, it reminds me of the story about the wedding dress, from like episode like 8 or something. I can't remember, where there was a kid that the nephew that is into fashion, made the wedding dress for the aunt.
We had a big disagreement on that.
Yeah,
one.
made the wedding dress for the aunt. The aunt's like, by the way, like, we don't really want young people there. He's like 18, but we don't want like kids or whatever, so you're actually not invited.
That one still makes me angry.
Yeah, and he's like, well, I thought I made this dress for you so I could go, and it's like, no, you're not invited. But like, so now the dad and the kid didn't want to give him the dress. Like, I made a dress for you. You said I can't go to your wedding, so now I'm not giving you the dress, but I thought I was going to get the dress. Like, that's messed up. You're messing it up. It kind of reminded me of that a little bit, of like, so I was like, damn, are people going to think that? Like, hey, well, yeah, you're not invited anymore, but like, you're ruining, like in that other story, it was like, you're ruining my wedding, or you're messing it up because now I don't have the dress that I wanted. And then this case, it's like, well, you're ruining my wedding because
I don't have a venue.
Because like, now I don't have a venue. That this is the venue that I've been dreaming about. Like that. I was just kind of like a little bit confused of like where my mind was going with it, but I think, at the end I'm like, wait, no. Like, it's just yeah, it's very like selfish and like not abusive, but like taking advantage of him, like you can't come to my wedding, but like, I'm not okay with you at my wedding, but I'm okay with using your house. Like, how does that make any sense?
Also, he's right for safety and vulnerability reasons. It's like,
that
you
one,
don't know. I feel like I would be nervous. Like, I don't know anything about them. But sometimes weddings, people get drunk and people are angry and whatever, and it's like, I'm not gonna leave my house here for you. Also unlocked, because I'm assuming you guys are getting ready in there, right? That was the deal in the first place.
Yeah, because I was thinking
said you can get ready in the house.
I was thinking no one's gonna go inside your house.
No, they said they could use it and get ready in it, and
obviously people are gonna have to use a bathroom.
Yeah.
So
and it's like, sense. I'm just leaving my house here, like,
okay, I gotcha.
Unattended.
I was thinking more of it like, there's a big yard and there's like a venue, like you guys are setting up over there, but like no, people have to use the bathroom. And they're gonna, and the whole thing is like, it's the least you could do for
what? Because my fiance lied to me, so this is the least you can do.
But also, like, this is the least I can do for living my life before both of us even knew you existed.
That's what I'm saying. He's not, the fiance is the one that he needs to have a problem with. You know what I mean? Like, she lied to you, like by omission or whatever, but still. Yeah. Like, the other guy's wife knew, and Carla was still at the wedding.
And so he like hasn't spoken to him and probably doesn't want to see him or feels uncomfortable, but he's okay with like calling him and like, because he said that he's him and the guy's friends. What was his name? Frank or something?
In the story it was Rick.
Rick. Yeah, Rick and Rick's friends are okay with calling and kind of bothering him about like, yo, why can't we use your house and all that stuff.
That's so stupid.
Like, what the hell?
Yeah,
like, I mean,
and also they didn't talk for a month. It's like they could have also settled this a month prior or whatever.
At this point, like, I feel like unless the people that are gonna get married somehow come to their senses and like apologize, there's probably like not much of a friendship left there anymore.
Not at all. And also, like, even if they do come to their senses, if this is me, if I'm the guy that owns that house, and the couple does come to their senses and apologize, I still might be like, depending on how close it is to the wedding, actually. Because if they're like the day before the wedding and then they're like, hey, I'm so sorry, I still might be like, okay.
But also, and even if they apologize, you might be like, you know what, I don't want to deal with this.
Exactly.
I don't want to be around people like this. So I'm sorry, but I think our friendship's over. Good luck.
Yeah, I don't know if this matters, but I feel like if it was like still 2-3 months before the wedding, I might be like, okay, maybe, because then there's like time to like reconcile a little bit or something.
Yeah, I think for me, it's not about the time, kind of. It's really about how I feel, I feel about it. Like, do I value their friendship enough where we can look past this? Yeah. Whether it's 6 months from before the wedding or a month or 3 weeks before the wedding. Yeah. If I feel like, I value their friendship, they apologize and we're cool, then we rock and roll.
For sure. Yeah, no, I agree with that. But I'm saying that I think that the time matters to me in addition to however I'm feeling, because it's also like, if they're coming to you so shortly before the wedding, it's like, no, you don't care about me, you don't care about reconciling the relationship.
You're just desperate. I know what you're saying. You're
just desperate for a venue now.
I was seeing it from like assuming they're being genuine. More about how I felt. Do I want to let them use it? But I know what you're saying. You're saying that like, you're coming to me 3 weeks before and you're just trying to play on my emotions and pretending to apologize.
Yeah.
Just because you're desperate. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I can, and which I'd be like, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. And also like this one also like struck a chord with me because it feels like they're being very entitled. It's like, I'm still entitled to your venue or your home.
Yeah. Like this isn't a business where you're renting and you give a deposit. Like this is my house.
Yeah. We have no contracts. We were just friends and now we're not.
We don't have room for your kind around here. Like, get out of here. Just mean people, like just idiots.
You're kind people that have slept with my fiance.
Oh, yeah. But can I still have my wedding here?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Gosh, that's so funny,
dude.
Damn.
Anyway, sheesh. I don't know which one to go with next. Keep going. I'm gonna keep talking.
Keep talking. You just screwed off the screen.
I'm gonna read the story again.
Yeah. So, anyways, I'm just kidding. Yeah. I don't know.
Oh yeah, this is a good one. Story number 3.
Story number 3.
All right, here we go. Am I the a-hole for expecting parents to watch their kids? English is not my first language. Apologies for any typos. I, 30 female, recently moved to a new city with my 30-pound female Staffordshire Bull Terrier named Sky. Last night, I took Sky to the park near our new home so she could run around. Sky is playful and loves making new friends, but she is a big girl and can be intimidating to those not familiar with dogs, so she is well trained and obedient and comes when I call her name. There were not many people in the park last night, so I let Sky off her leash. As I said, she's a very obedient dog, so I have never had any issues before. I guess she got a bit too excited to be in a new place, so she ran away and would not come back when I called her. I had to chase her quite a long way. When I caught up with her and leashed her, a man who was sitting on a bench with 2 small girls, maybe 4 and 6, asked me if I was the owner. I said yes. He told me that Sky should have a leash and a muzzle, as she is a restricted breed, and that she ran into one of his daughters, nearly knocking her over. I told him that Sky is very sweet and playful and would not have hurt his child intentionally. He said he's sure I'm right and that he grew up around pit bulls, but that I still need to respect the law and the fact that not everybody likes dogs. He said his daughter was fine and is used to dogs, but another parent might be very angry about this. I felt like he was being condescending to me, so I asked him why his daughter was not being adequately supervised. He told me that his daughters were playing just a few feet from him and Sky came around the corner so fast that nobody had time to react. He reiterated that his daughter was okay, but that I still needed to obey the law. I still think that if he was supervising his kids properly, this wouldn't have happened. Why am I being blamed for his lack of parenting skills? I don't see why I should have to muzzle my dog just because parents are lazy.
Oh, this woman sucks. Dude. This woman should not own a Chihuahua, let alone a pit bull.
This person is an idiot, dude.
She
a complete
sucks.
Idiot.
Oh my gosh.
It's just like, obviously the first time I read it, I'm like, okay, where's this going? And then not reading it again, I just was like, was trying not to laugh because she says like 3 or 4 times she's very obedient and calls when I call her. She
just ran away and I just had to. She was being good.
It just
yeah.
It's like she's fine. She's always fine, but it was a new place. She was excited.
Dude, if you let any dog off leash because you're like, oh, they're so good, you're already an asshole. You do not, because stuff happens, dogs get excited, that stuff happens, that's fine, but that's why they need to be on a leash.
Yeah.
If you let your huge pit bull off leash, you're a mega asshole and you don't deserve to have a dog.
You're a menace to society.
You're a menace.
Yeah.
Because if that dog would have gotten super excited and bit that kid's arm, you would have still been like, it's never happened before.
And I just want to clarify too, because I love pit bulls. I've had many pit bulls before. So let's just forget the fact that it's a pit bull. Okay, let's just remove that.
It's the fact that it's a big dog.
It's a big dog.
Big dog.
And,
who cares that it's a pit bull?
Yeah, 30 pounds is not that big, but she probably doesn't even know. It's probably at least 30 pounds running at it.
If a 30
pound dog, a 40-pound dog, it's probably 40 pounds. 40-pound dog running at a 4-year-old is gonna knock that kid to the ground.
If a 40-pound fourth grader runs at me, I'm gonna be a little bit nervous.
Yo, if a 40-pound fourth grader runs at me, I'm going down.
Dude, like, that's awful. And also that dad seems like an angel.
Dude,
he was giving her so much grace, because if that was my kid, I would have lost my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I would have like, obviously you stay cool for the kid or whatever. The kid's not hurt. You don't want to freak him out, right? But as soon as that owner came around the corner, I would have been calling the police. I would have lost my mind, because like, I don't know that dog. Yeah. That dog could have injured my child or something. And like now, and not only that, I'm trying to give the person grace, and now she's like, why weren't you watching your kids?
Totally.
Because my kid should be on a leash.
Yeah. Dude, so like, for example, if something happened, like I've been with my dogs before where they got a little like crazy, and like they turned and they started like going crazy, and the collar slipped off.
Yeah.
So now in a situation like that, the dog runs, and what happens, but you're running too. You're like, they're like, is this your dog? And then the parents like, is this your dog? And you're like, yes, I'm so sorry. The collar slipped off. I'm so sorry. You're apologizing because like, but like, yeah, that's my dog. And the guy's like, hey, well, you shouldn't like leave him off a leash. Well, she's usually she's always obedient. She comes back when I call her. And the guy's like, look, my daughter's okay. I'm just letting you know. Someone else might not like dogs. Someone else might be allergic to dogs. There are kids and adults that are terrified of dogs for like they got bit by a dog when they were a kid, and now they're freaking terrified of them.
Traumatized.
You can't just assume that because you love dogs, because your dog is generally well behaved and obedient, that like they're, because another thing too is like when people have their dogs either off leash or like loose and stuff, either on the leash or off, and they go up to people. I whenever I would walk around people, I never let my dog go up to people unless I see the person turn, smile, and like I can see that they want to
put their hand down.
Yeah, they want to pet them, so then I'll let them go. Yeah. But like there's so many people that are walking their dogs on a leash, and the dog's all loose. Yeah. And they go up to people because the dog's being friendly. But because it's not about the dog, it's about respecting the person's boundaries. Yeah. And like, you just assume that that person likes dogs, wants to be touched by a dog, is not allergic to dogs, is not scared of dogs, and they just like the dogs on the freaking long ass leashes, the retractable ones. Yeah. They're just going around sniffing people. Some people be like, yo, like push the dog away, like, yo, get away, like I don't like dogs, or I hate dogs, or I'm scared of them, or whatever,
or I'm allergic, or whatever.
Yeah, and I hate that. I hate when people do that, even on a leash. Like, don't assume that because you love dogs and you probably sleep with your dog in your bed and you kiss them on the nose and all the things
you let them lick your lips,
all the things you do, all the things that, like, because I'm a dog parent too. Like, I have 2 boxers. I love them. Yeah. I call them the rats now because they've been getting into a lot of trouble. But generally,
you can love them and call them rats too.
Yeah, the freaking rats and raccoons.
You're the rat king.
Yeah, the rat king. Call me Remy. Ratatouille. But just because you love them like that and you're totally okay, you can't assume that other people are okay with that.
Because they also love you like that and they're comfortable with you like that. But if somebody freaks them out also, like, you don't know how they're going to react. Sometimes they just react. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, it's a one-time thing. It doesn't matter because now somebody's hurt.
Yeah.
Now you're risking getting your dog taken away. Also, watch out for yourself, because if your dog hurts somebody, they're gonna get freaking taken by animal control.
Yeah, or even if they don't get taken away, it's like in Arizona, like if your dog gets out and like because I went to like doggy court one time. Yeah, but it's a misdemeanor. It's like a misdemeanor if your dog goes out and is loose, and at least that's what the judge, the animal judge people. Yeah. Because they were talking to this lady, and it was funny because like I think it's 3 days if you feed a dog, or maybe even a cat, but for sure a dog. If you feed a dog, and I think it's 3 days in a row, it's now yours. It's now yours. So, because the lady's like, oh, he's not our dog, pero like le damos comida, like, no, like, oh, it's not our dog, but he comes around and we feed him. And they're like, yeah. If you're feeding the dog, giving him food and water, you're assuming responsibility. It's your dog now.
People need to know that.
Yeah, so then you're responsible for what that dog does, because people will try to say, it's not my dog.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We just found him. He's just been living with us for
we just he's not mine. I mean, he's not mine. Some guy handed to me. I gave him paper and he gave it to me, and like you're saying,
paper.
He's been with me for 14 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a 22-year-old Chihuahua.
Yeah,
but he's not mine.
Yeah, that sucks so bad. That's why I feel like, obviously, like, we're still not acknowledging the pit bull thing, but like with big dogs, I feel like, I don't know, like people need to be like really aware, or like people need to like go to doggy training classes if you're gonna have a big dog like that, because like that dog probably weighs, I know she's like, oh, it's 30 pounds, but that dog probably weighs more than the kid it knocked down. You know what I mean? Like, that's awful.
Yeah, my daughter's almost 4 and she's barely like 30 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and also like the mega, like obviously she's an asshole for letting the dog off the leash, which is what we've been harping on. But the mega asshole thing is to like insinuate that like the dad wasn't watching his kid.
She took absolutely no responsibility, and like didn't, because in her mind my dog is well behaved and he comes back, and this only happened because he got a little too excited. So she justified every single thing that was wrong with her and blamed the parent for not watching the kids and being an irresponsible kids. Like,
what are you supposed to have them like? That's like a dog you're supposed to have on a
delusional
leash. A kid, like, what am I supposed to have my children on a leash? Like, no, they're playing right there, and we're sitting at a park. You know what I mean? Like, they're not wild animals. They're small children.
Yeah, and no one expects for a dog to come running past you like that.
No.
Now, if you go to a dog park and you take your kid, then you can expect that for something like that.
Then that's when you have your kid on you.
You gotta have your kid,
but that's that environment.
Because dogs are running 20 miles an hour and they're running in packs, and I've seen them take down adults. At the dog park.
That's literally happened to me before.
Blast through.
That has happened to me before.
Dude, one time when what happened to you?
Oh, it was literally just that. It was that I had my back turned and I was like talking to like somebody, because I took my dog to a dog park, and I was talking to somebody else that just random.
What dog did you take?
Oh, I took Lola.
Lola?
I think I took both of them, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I took both of them. They did not do good. But so I took both of them because I had Lola on a leash, but Ziggy was out being friendly.
Yeah.
And so I'm like talking to like this person that I met at the dog park, and I had my back turned, and all of a sudden he was like, hey, but it was too late, and it was just like, I don't know how many like big dogs freaking took me down, like, and I didn't even see it coming. So you
went down, you're all rolling around.
No, they
you
like
got trampled. It was like a buffalo stampede. they trampled.
I think it was like 3 or 4 dogs, but I think like 2 of them hit the backs of my legs.
Just took you out.
And just took me out. I just fell like straight to my knees. I'm like, damn. But it was that's what. Obviously, you just get up, you're fine.
So you're talking to this guy, and like the dogs, they just blew past behind you, took you out by your knees, you fell on your knees, and he's like, I will.
I do.
He's like, I do.
Yeah.
So stupid.
So
man,
dumb.
this one time, when we when let's see, was she pregnant? Oh yeah, it was with our first daughter. Yeah. So my wife was pregnant with our first daughter, and we had the 2 dogs. We had, but Bruno was still kind of small. But
you had Bruno already?
Yeah, we had him before
Gotcha.
Before the first one. We got him in February, so he was like 8 months.
Gotcha.
When we had him.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we were in the backyard, and there we were just like talking, and she was probably like 7 months pregnant, because she already had she had like a big belly already, and so these idiots are running around there, they're just running,
the rats.
and then like they run like looking at each other, like they don't look where they're going.
Yeah,
they're straight up running like looking to the side, and so they hit her on one of her legs, took her out, and so she fell. you know, she like your leg like buckles, and she fell down, like landed on her back and stuff. It wasn't like a full like a smack,
Yeah,
but it was definitely like a boom, and you go down and you fall on your side, you know. And I was like, oh my God, are you okay? You know, so and I was checking on the dogs, are they okay? Just kidding. You know, I'm like, oh my God, are you okay?
You hurt his nose. Yeah.
I'm all checking their little nose. Let me see your paws. Boom, 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 boom. And I look back and I'm like, are you all right? Freaking, she all can't get up. She's like a turtle, my wife, you know. She's like help. She's like a turtle, help. And I'm like, hold on, they're no boo boo. I'm all brushing them. I'm like, you guys okay? You guys are okay. Go run along.
My tia's got like espinas in her hair.
Yeah,
she's all bruised up.
All bruised up.
Damn.
No, obviously I checked on her immediately.
Yeah.
Like, I was like right in front of her, and I was like, oh my God, are you okay? Hold on.
You're like, obviously I had to check on her first.
Yeah. I guess if I have to. I know. So, and then like, you know, she's like, are you good? You good? You good? Get up slow. Like, she's like, no, okay, I'm all right. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. And then for some reason, the baby was born the next day.
For some reason, she has a little dent in the side of her head.
Oh.
Damn. Oh my gosh.
Stupid.
Okay. Last story. Sorry. Am I the a-hole for jumping out of the bathroom window to avoid my mom's attempt at forcing a reunion between me and my ex-fiance? For some backstory, I had been dating my ex-fiance, Sarah, for 4 years. We had been planning to get married in November of 2020, but I found out at the start of the month that she cheated on me. She begged me to give her another chance, but I broke it off. The problem was that being cheated on, in my mind, is completely emasculating and humiliating. So I never told anyone that was the reason we broke up. For obvious reasons, Sarah also didn't tell people we broke up because she cheated. So people have blamed me for the breakup, including my mom. They just see that I dumped her out of the blue. I've gone very strict no contact with Sarah after I discovered that she was cheating on me. Sarah has been talking with my mom and has convinced her that if we could talk one more time, we would be able to reconcile. My mom has been applying hardcore pressure on me to talk with Sarah, but I've explained that there is no chance we will ever get back together. So tonight, I go over to my mom's place because she's hosting family for Christmas Eve. I'm there for a bit talking with my aunts and uncles and cousins when the doorbell rings. I can see that it's Sarah. I asked WTF is going on, and my mom says that she invited Sarah so we can work this out in the spirit of the holidays. I'm pissed now because the only way to explain my side of the story is to tell everyone I was cheated on. Complete humiliation in front of my whole family. So, as my mom goes by the front door, I go to the bathroom. My mom starts knocking on the door saying that I need to come out and talk to my ex like an adult. I say F it. I kick out the window screen and get in my car and go home.
Booked it.
My mom called me a short while ago saying she's cutting ties with me over my behavior. And she's really fixated on me jumping out of the window. And that Sarah will always be like a child to her. My sister called me after to ream me out for ruining Christmas. I broke down and told her that Sarah cheated on me, which is why I dumped her, and I didn't want to see her under any circumstances. She's called me a big a-hole who's lying to cover myself.
Oh my gosh.
Am I really in the wrong?
Oh my gosh.
This poor dude.
Dude.
I feel so bad for him. That's so awful. Because like, he didn't want to explain his side of the story, which is already valid enough. That is valid enough. It is not your business why they broke up. Period. But also, like, if somebody's coming to you, because obviously people are going to be curious. People that have, you know, like this, like his mom and his family, whatever, like they've known this girl for 4 years. They're going to want to know. But you don't say anything. It's not your business. It's not even your place to ask. You know what I mean? But then for him to be like, we are never going to reconcile ever. There is no chance. You take that hint. That is all you need. That you don't even need that. But if you're desperate, that's all. You take that hint and you go, okay, cool.
Clearly something big
something
happened.
Crazy happened. Clearly, like, you are very hurt. You know what I mean? Like, this is also give him some time. Like, how long has it freaking been? It's been like a month since he found out. because they were gonna get married. He found out at the beginning of November, and now it's Christmas.
Oh, of the same year?
Same year.
Oh, I was thinking it was like in the future or something. Mm-mm. Oh, so yeah, it's like very recent.
It's been like less than 2 months. It's been like a month and a half.
He found out when?
The beginning of November.
And they were going to get married that month.
In November.
Damn.
Yeah. This man his world just collapsed, dude.
I just want to say also that, like, the shame is not on him.
No.
Obviously, he feels like, oh, it's gonna be very like embarrassing for me in front of all my family. Like, no, bro. If you want to be open, you could, and they should be, and I hope that they're all gonna be on your side and support you. Like, oh, cool. Like, it's almost like he sees it as a failure of himself versus it was an issue and a failure of her. There was something going on with her that caused her to do that, right? Whatever you want to call it. But there's so many reasons. But her decisions are not a failure. They don't reflect some kind of failure on you.
Not at all.
At all. But obviously he feels like if like, oh, well, I was supposed to, either satisfy her, or I was supposed to be enough, and now I'm not enough, and this and that and whatever. Like, it sucks that you feel that way. Yeah. And you see it that way because it's not at all. Yeah.
That's just like internalized problems, I'm sure. Like, and that's so sad. And I'm so sad that he feels that way. But also, like, I want to like assume that maybe he's feeling like that because it's so fresh. You know what I mean? Like, you want to hope that he like comes around and realizes that it's not his fault. Yeah,
and like the mom and the family, like at least the siblings, the mom, the dad, or whatever, like, it's like, look, obviously something happened. Like, let's talk about it, or whenever you want to talk about it, we'll be here for you. We'll be ready to talk about it. So,
but it's not your place to pry.
Because obviously something's wrong. Yeah. So make yourself available to him, so that he just feels reassured that if he ever does want to talk about it, he can count on you guys. Not that, give me an answer. I need to know why. I need to know why this happened. Or assume that, like, you fix it, that you can fix it. Yeah. Like, and also assuming that he's the one that made the mistake, because he broke it off. Yeah. So they're like, why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? You broke up with her. You ruined the wedding. It's like, well, why do you think he would have done that? You know what I mean? Like, obviously, even if that didn't happen, even if she didn't do that, then that means he's not ready. Something else is going on. Yeah,
exactly.
You still gotta talk to him about why this is happening.
Yeah, you don't break off a wedding for no reason, whether it feels like no reason to you or whatever. It's like, it's the same thing. Like, when people, that's something else that trips me out, when people like break up for any reason, not even breaking off a wedding, but like break up for any reason, and then like the other person is like, hey, like, somebody will break up with you and be like, I just don't want to get back with you. Like, I'm not feeling it anymore, whatever. And then the other person's like desperately being like, no, please. It's like, why would you want to be with somebody that doesn't want to be with you? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So it's like, you can break up for any reason, and clearly there's an issue there. Either way.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's sad because, like, he's obviously he told the sister, and the sister doesn't even believe him.
Yeah, he finally breaks down. He says, I broke down and told her.
Jeez.
And she's like, you're a liar.
You're a liar to cover up what? To cover up what?
Because then why isn't Sarah telling you?
Yeah. It's like, ask Sarah why we broke up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like he should say that. Like, you want to know why we broke up? Go ask Sarah. Yeah. She'll tell you.
Yeah. Also, it's like, I'm sure that they've talked, like, obviously, like, this dude is like giving, also, he's not doing it for this reason, but because he doesn't want to share, he's accidentally giving Sarah like a lot of grace. You know what I mean? Because this, like, otherwise, like, this is a smear campaign for her. Now everybody's gonna hate her. You know what I mean? So it's like, why is Sarah also like taking a kind of advantage of that? Well, because she thinks that there's a chance that maybe she can get back together with him, but she'd rather not let anybody know, because I can fix this somehow, and that way it just kind of stays between us. Yeah, but she could at least be like, because, like, I don't know, if everybody's like being like, oh, everybody assumes that he's the one that just broke it off for no reason. So she could at least be like, no, I messed up.
Yeah, totally. I agree with that.
And then not give any more information. She could at least be like, no, this is on me. I'm going to try and reconcile because I still love him, blah, 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 yeah, whatever. Yeah. But this is my fault, just so everybody knows.
She's probably scared that that's going to be enough for some people to start like thinking, what could she have done that was so big?
Yeah, and it will be, but but also they're thinking that about your fiance or your ex-fiance and you don't care about that.
Yeah, because but that's okay in her mind, because what if she was selfish she was selfish for what she did, and selfish for not saying the truth, obviously she's going to be selfish enough to cover her ass and have them rather think that of him. That she's just selfish.
Sarah
sucks. It's selfish.
Sarah is the asshole.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dude,
obviously he's not the asshole.
On stories like this, like, I want to know what happened.
Yeah, I don't have any updates.
Like, I want to know what happened with him and his family. Not really with like Sarah. Like, well, who cares about her? I don't care. But I just want to know that, like, okay, I told my family, they apologized, they understood, and like, cool, he's gonna be okay. Mm-hmm. But it's like, no, damn. Like, are you just gonna end up with a shitty family?
Yeah. The only other comment that he made was that he said, my sister said that if Sarah had really cheated on me, I would have said something immediately. She thinks I basically ghosted my ex and then made up a story that would make me look sympathetic only after everyone had turned on me.
Complete garbage.
Yeah.
What makes you think that if that happened to him, he's gonna be willing to shout it out to the world and tell everyone?
Especially,
how does that make any sense?
Like, it's been like a month and a half or something.
Like, the guy's heartbroken.
Yeah.
He was gonna get married with the love of his life in like a month.
Yeah.
Like, how does he think that, like, well, if that was true, you would have told us right away. Well, what makes you think I wanted to talk about it in the first place? Mm-hmm. Dude, that's just people that, like, I don't even know. I don't even know what to say. Like, they just, I'm always amazed. I'm always amazed at, like, the way that people think in stories like this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you as a sister think that that's okay? Mm-hmm. That, like, the way that you think is right, is what he needed to do. Yeah. Without ever considering, oh, well, damn, my brother's telling me something that's pretty hardcore. Why wouldn't he have told me from the beginning? Okay, well, maybe he doesn't want to talk about it.
Yeah, maybe he feels
he's still processing.
Yeah,
it's like, no, that's not true.
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah. Also, like I don't know, like, especially, like, that's your sibling, dude. Like, the mom is crazy or whatever, and like people have crazy moms sometimes. But it's like your sibling's supposed to like have your back or whatever, you know. Like, dude, that sucks so bad. Crazy. It's like I finally broke down and told her, the one person in the world that knows,
and she's like, "What do you mean?"
Yeah,
it's
you're
like,
a liar. Yeah,
you're a liar.
Yeah,
Sarah's my sister.
Oh my god! Oh, and that's even more betraying. I forgot that the mom said that. Yep.
The mom's like, she's always gonna be a daughter to me or something like that.
Dude, genuinely, I love my family, but genuinely, I think if my mom said something like that to me, if I was in this exact same situation, if I'm in the guy's situation, and my mom said that to me about like an ex or something, I would cut my family off. I would be like, dude, I can't. I cannot stand you.
Are you listening?
She would never say that.
Rewind this 15 seconds.
She would never say that. I love your mom. You would never say that. But if that happened to me, if my sister said that to me or something too, I would be like, I don't want to see you for at least, like, I don't know, a solid amount of time before I even think about seeing you ever again. I would be so betrayed and heartbroken.
I like that. I like your measurement there.
Yeah.
It's like,
I was going to say,
like, yo, bro, where are you at? Dude, I've been waiting. No, I'm almost there. Like, how much longer? A solid amount of time.
It's because I was going to say like a year or something, but I don't know. Maybe I would think about it like 3 months later. I don't know. I'm saying I would need like a period of time to be determined to then think about seeing them again.
Oh my gosh. I didn't know you guys were pregnant. How long have you been pregnant? A solid amount of time.
That would be a valid response, okay?
A solid amount of time.
A solid amount of time. That would be a valid response.
Wow, this is one of our longer episodes. It's a solid amount of time. Oh man. Somebody said, one of our OG fans, they're like, I think they're like, I wish your episodes were like 2.5 hours or something like that.
Dude, we would just spiral. We would spiral out of control.
If we did 2.5 hour episodes?
I would start riffing. This is just like a dumb story, but when we first decided to do the podcast, we did like a trial podcast, okay?
Oh, it was,
but not talking about really anything. And I sat here for like, what was it, like 5 to 7 minutes pretending that I was on a book tour. And we just were like, but I had no preparation. No preparation. And for like 7 minutes, we just talked about my book tour.
Yeah, you were on a book tour and you were an author and like something.
I don't even remember. We would spiral out of control.
But I was kind of like, I remember that, and I was like, I was trying to like go with the flow.
Yeah.
But like you were like in so like your character, you were like so in character that like I almost like couldn't like riff off of you like in a joking way. I was kind of like, did I lose her right now? Like, did she just like...
I love that.
Did she just like go into like another state of mind? Because your eyes were like different.
No, but I do that. This is not the first time I've done. When I used to live with my parents, I would bake all the time because, like, I don't know. I would bake all the time. And every time I baked, I was an old Southern grandma. And I would, like, have my headphones on and whatever. And my mom would come talk to me. And I was in that, when I'm baking, I am an old Southern grandma. And she would talk to me normal, like, ask me a question. And I would just be like, I don't know what you're talking about, honey. Like, blah, blah, blah. In an accent, right? I'm not going to do it right now. But, and I would start talking about my grandkids. I don't know. I don't know what happens.
If anybody knows how to help Kaylee,
if anybody knows a good psychiatrist,
yeah, like or we'll take an egg and a branches to do a cleanse, just to like rub an egg, like
I've seen that.
Not that I believe in that stuff, but I know people
to rob the impurities.
People do, yeah. Start burning sage, you know, like just
dancing,
like dancing. Oh man, I'm scared, guys. I don't know what was that, guys.
You're like, you didn't tell me that before you moved here.
Yes. So we're selling the house. We're moving to a 2-bedroom apartment.
I was gonna say, yeah.
And you're like, cool. How big's the living room?
Pull out coucher.
You just put like a track with like curtains and like enclose your own bedroom.
I enclose the TV with me. Your guys' TV.
Yeah. Dude, that actually reminded me of something that's kind of crazy. Should I say the story? Nah.
The people are gonna die now.
No. No, it just reminded me of something that was actually kind of crazy. Okay, I'll say it really fast. Because I said like, put a track in the ceiling and then put like curtains. Mm-hmm. So when I used to work for this for like a developer, and we would buy apartment buildings, and when we would buy them, we would go do these inspections and go inside of the units and look at the condition of them and stuff. This is in LA. And I remember we went into one apartment building, and the tenants were there, and it was like 3, maybe 4 girls, or not girls, not young girls, like women, right?
Young women,
and they're like sitting on this bed, and so we walk into the living room, right? And there was like they were sitting on one mattress, one bed, and then there was like another. Like they created a room with curtains in another one, and then there was like a mattress in the kitchen on the floor, and then there was like, and then there's all these like high heel shoes, and so it was like you know what I mean, you catch my drift.
Oh no, I did not catch your drift until right now.
Oh no,
okay.
it was like a place of work.
I did not catch your drift until right this moment.
It just reminded me.
I was like, oh, they're making it. They're all paying $100 in rent.
No, it was definitely
I gotcha.
Place of
business.
Place of business, sad business. But it was crazy. Like, 'cause I remember like we walk in, and at first I'm like, oh yeah, they're kind of making do.
That's
and then but the more you walked it, the more you were like, oh, that's what this place is.
Business.
Yeah, it was kind of sad. But anyway, like what a way to end the episode. You know what I mean? Like, so, never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna turn around and hurt you, never gonna say goodbye.
We'll see you guys next time.
Peace.